Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. So, welcome everybody. I am making a VR to Tom Benjamin's community post asking for videos of decks we love, but for some reason can't use. And because he wants to be entertained, and I understand that feeling right now, watching the brutal genocide of Palestinians by settler colonizers is had a really hard toll on me this month. As a Lakota and 60 Scoop survivor, it feels like all my generational trauma, lived trauma from settler colonialism is really on the surface. So I thought this would probably be good for me. So let's get into it. This seems appropriate. Tarot Neo-Colonial de la Americas by Patrick McGarth-Wenis. I love this deck. I've said so before. It's brilliant. The guidebook is brilliant. Everything about the art is absolutely brilliant. Here's the backs. Hopefully I remember to put closed captioning on here because my voice isn't doing well. So I love this deck. It's absolutely brilliant. But I can't read with it in my work on the psychic hotlines because it brings out all my my feelings as a colonized person, and that's not very conducive to the majority of my readings. It makes me want to lecture people about settler colonialism, and so I love this deck. I take it out and look at it. Occasionally I use it to read for myself, but it doesn't get used often because it's not very conducive to me reading for folks at work. Oh, this card is so brilliant. Yeah, that the Coca-Cola sign says enjoy colonialism is so appropriate, especially as we know Coke is one of those settler colonizing companies that is funding Israel's genocide of Palestine. All right. I yearned for this deck, the Sassorabito Tarot by Stasha Burrington. I haven't read the guidebook, to be perfectly honest, and maybe I should, but... So, it's a gorgeous deck. You know, and it's a deck I really wanted. Most of the images make sense to me, even though it's not a RWS clone, but I don't need a clone. My deck isn't a clone, and I do appreciate a lot of this, but I just find it difficult to read with. The images just don't seem to do what I need them to do, and the devil card makes zero sense to me. Let's see if we find it. It makes zero sense to me. It's just some guy, and I don't understand what, if anything, about him has to do with the devil card. It makes absolutely zero sense to me, and I think I like the devil card in the tarot. It's an important card, and I have a lot of very clear ideas about it, but it's just some regular guy in a like portrait shot of his face and shoulders, and that says nothing to me. As a result, I don't really reach for it, because I think, well, what if I get this card, or one like it, that says nothing to me, and that's a scary idea when reading for clients. Okay, this is Le Tarot Archetypal by Dystopia Tinta. I love this deck also, and I take it out to read with it, and I end up using it personally, but every time I put it on my work table, I end up using it like once, because it is too difficult to shuffle. And working on the hotlines, folks want their reading really quickly, and so that's a hindrance. So I end up using it once because I shuffle all the decks before I start work. But then after that, I'm like, well, will I be able to shuffle it again? Because I can't shuffle it normally or as a full deck. And I think it's thick, but it's not too thick. See? But the cards are just a little bit long. And the teensy is a bit thinner, and that makes it pretty much impossible for me in my hand size to hold and shuffle this deck. So I almost never use it, and I put it on my deck last month. I put it on my work table last month and only used it a couple times, and then just took it off because it was taking up space, and that made me sad. Alright, this is, oh man, am I going to forget the name? Dream Vision Tarot by Emma Zhang. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And it has the same issue as the Tarot Archetypal. It's a pretty stiff deck. It's really stiff to shuffle. You can see, maybe you can see how thick it is. It's really stiff for me to shuffle. I love the designs. I love how, as you look at it, there's more and more and more to say within this deck. But a deck that's really hard to shuffle is difficult to use when people are expecting you to work speedily and quickly. And so it's the same. I put it on my table, and then I don't use it because I can barely shuffle it. And that also makes me sad. I love these decks. I take them out on a regular basis, but don't end up using them. So those are decks I love, but for some reason, and now you know those reasons, don't use. All right. See you all later, folks.